Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Banishers, Ghosts of New Eden. In between the last part and this, I basically did a couple things. One, I got the fog lifted from here, and there was a nest over here. It's just an elite. He was actually a pain in the ass, and he actually killed me because he was like the the thing for this was that the only things that did more damage were the manifestations. And the guy that I was fighting, he was like one of those bigger guys that we keep seeing in the void, that had possessed a body. So I had to kill the body first, and then I had to kill him again. And yeah, he was just a pain in the ass. Took me a couple tries, but we got him. Then we had the Gibbs reserves chest, which I found the key for, and picked that up. And then I came over here to the area that we're going into now, and there was a chest down here. Sorry, a chest in here that I got from coming up from here, which was like this beach area. So that's pretty much where we are at this point. So yeah, we're gonna explore this area. Probably hit that here as well.
You'll have to hit harder than that.
Away with you!
Okay, and then this leads up to here. Couple little caves. There's so many bones around. Like, could you imagine, like, exploring this and, like, just finding nothing but just bones lying all over the place? Like, that's... It's really what we've discovered is the world is full of. Is just, like, a bunch of fucking bones. Alright, so, come back over here to where this house is. Just kind of explore the area, see if there's anything around.
Beware. Wards.
Alright, Chris Moss.
Have a bit of this. A wee Highland kiss for you.
Yeah, see, it's a big guy.
Don't let it crush you.
There we are. Alright, so there's a ward somewhere in here. But I don't know where the hell it is. You see this box up here. Alright, grab that. Okay, so we have a question mark here, which this looks like it may be a boss of some kind. red.
Bit of this.
It's like this spectral nest is just waiting for my intervention.
Okay, so it's just a spectral nest. More leap damage. Alright.
No step from the shadows. Ha!
They're vexed now.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Get back up.
They never learn, do they?
There's more of them. Reinforcements.
You're on your own here, Red.
Shite stuffed up.
I can handle this on my own.
Can't switch.
Faster. Get lost, won't you?
There we are. Alright, well, that's an endless one if I ever want to come back to it, I guess.
Something's here.
Hidden.
Here we go. Alright, so let's go ahead and check out this area with all this wheat growing here. And we check this out, so we have this campfire over here. Alright.
I need to stop at some point. Here would be all right.
Alright, so we can upgrade. We should be able to upgrade at least one thing. Let's see. So I want to upgrade these, but in all honesty, I need to upgrade the wristband. And I can do that. I can do that. There we go. We got it to 7. Nice. All right. So what do I need for this? I need 3 Scourge. What about this one? Also Scourge, and then Elite Gems, which I need 1 more of. Again, Elite Gems. Need a Scourge for that. Scourge for that. Scourge for that as well. Void Splinters. And see, I don't really want to use my Elite Gems, although this uses... I'll upgrade this. I don't really want to use my Elite Gems on anything, just because I feel like it would be detrimental. I feel like I can upgrade with things that I have like a little bit of. But I don't really want to... So yeah, see, like the Elite Gems, I don't want to use those, considering I'm trying to save those for other stuff. So like this. Void Splinter, I want to keep those as well, actually. Still only have 1 brooch. Oh yeah, I can upgrade that. Yeah. So we'll keep anything with the Elite Gems. See, this would be good for strength and dexterity, but brings my wisdom down. I don't know. We'll keep what we have for now. The wristband is... I can't believe this is like a level 7 now, to be honest. And we still have 1 point, but I can't do anything until I get... I still have to get one of these, and I also still have to get this before I can get one of these. Alright, so we've gotten all this.
Take care. The place is warded.
I see it.
I'm with you once more.
Alright, so we have 2 ways to go. This one has vines, so this looks like a no-go. So we can't go this way for the time being because there's vines. Check the other way, however. And these are both going to be areas in the hollows. The northern part of this area. So this looks like it also has vines. So
Kind of past these weeds.
yeah, for now we are stuck in here. So we're gonna head back down south into where this haunting is, and we finally get back onto this. Okay, so I have a feeling that the last one of the farmers is going to be somewhere around here. Probably in that graveyard. Or a little bit up north from it. And we want to go this way. Okay, so alright. Well, now that we've back here. Oh my god, I actually think I see it. It's right there.
Die, you bastard!
This isn't over yet. Spectre, going for a meat suit.
Let me go ahead and grab this.
Ruth Watson. There's another grave beneath it.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a sec. Let's go grab this cursed chest. Since we got the last doll. I don't remember how to get up here. I think I had to go around? I think. Yeah, alright. So, it's back over here. Here it is. Alright. We got all three of those. Grab whatever this is.
Strong you were, weak you now go.
Protective charm. Wisdom goes down. Wrath goes up. What's the manifestation damage? Yeah. Damage dealt by Antea is increased by 60% against full health enemies. Alright, well. Again, I pretty much have what I want, so... And somehow managed to get one leveled up fully. Alright. After 2 parts now, we're finally getting back to this. So I saw an inspect that was over here.
Someone's been doing some undertaking.
In New Eden, there's much to be done.
Alright, so remind me, what the hell is this? So, oh yeah, so this is the guy who seems possessed, and they were looking to see if there was like a witch, and he took his, he basically, he was like in love with his brother's wife.
Grave robbers.
Yes, but what exactly were they stealing?
There's like a pathway down here. Where's that lead? It like leads back out to town. But it's not here. Oh, here. Here we go. That's where that goes. She had mentioned there was a grave of somebody over here. Is it the wife? Ruth Watson.
Wee island kiss for you.
Alright. What's this? A rabbit?
Decoys to distract wayward specters. Rudimentary. Someone's had a little training.
If undertakers did this, they should find other work.
I doubt there's a job on Earth that suits whatever did this.
Yeah, it's kind of strange. The whole area is just like fucked up.
Here did lie Alexander Watson.
Did Caleb take their bodies?
Someone did. And he's at the top of my list.
Well, they made quite the mess. Perhaps the decoys may show us the way.
Follow the path. Don't get too close.
I'll try.
Find the decoys. Alright, so they have rabbits on top of them.
This way. More of them.
Alright, so it's gonna go up here. Ah, yes.
You bastard.
That's what I was talking about when I said don't get too close.
This guy here. Alright, so...
Demonology. I should have known.
Alright. Take us down, then. Find 50 soul grabbers. Nice. Desolate
What in God's
Harvester.
green hell is
Whoa!
Fight
Okay.
now, talk later.
Where'd you go, you wee bastard? There's more of them. Watch it. A harvester switch form.
Physical to spectral. They do that. Be ready. A vicious scourge that despises the living. In these lands.
Vigor Mortis brooch. Well, it brings the persistence up a lot. It takes the wisdom down, which also a lot. Outburst area of effect size increased by 70%.
What a surprise indeed. Shrines now? With bones?
It's like Lady Blackwood's boudoir around here.
Shreds of a memory linger here.
Oh, there, fella. You're nasty, aren't you?
Nasty, yes. But also shoddy. It's very poor work.
Alright, so we need a parchment.
Are you sure we didn't miss anything?
With a bit of luck, we'll find what we need.
Yeah, that'd be this here. An aged parchment smudged and discolored on which is written the annotated instructions for the incantation of the Lesser Palagenesis, a powerful resurrection ritual.
What is this?
It looks like a butchered version of the ritual of Lesser Palingenesis.
The ritual of... that ritual? The one that brings someone back? That ritual?
Yes, that ritual.
So you think that the guy was trying to bring back Ruth and instead got his brother, and that's who possessed him.
Toki mi indrasta, skal numphalas.
As flesh unto verb, as verb unto heart, as heart unto flesh. Death's knot is unsevered, and I shall cut it.
So he was probably thinking that was his wife's bones, but it was his brother's.
You! No! No! You were not supposed to!
Down, boy. Yes. Come to me, Ruth. Come to me, my love. Come back to me.
Caleb Watson invoked a ghost without a body for it to inhabit.
So he tried to possess the woman he loved, only to end up possessed by the brother he hated.
So it took his. Caleb is no longer Caleb.
He got the wrong ghost, too.
He used pieces of his wife and also of his brother.
Ruth, Alexander, Caleb, could be any combination of them in there.
Let's go find out which.
Alright.
Aye, still impressive.
The second settlement of New Eden. 1672 to 1677. The second settlement attempt of New Eden Valley reached the hills during the summer of 1672 and was vastly financed by the rich Blight family of Boston. The main goal of these new explorers was to mine the ore found 35 years before by the first settlers. It is during the second attempt that the first major construction efforts have been conducted. Fort Jericho was built to protect the mine and miners in the hills. A larger dock was also built in New Eden to welcome bigger boats destined to ship copper and goods to distant harbors. All these constructions were financed by Benjamin Blight, who also had a fancy house, almost a manor which still exists, even if abandoned nowadays, built nearby Fort Jericho to please his beloved wife Ethel. For a few years, everything seemed all right for the settlers and the colony bloomed, but again disaster struck. Apparently brought by the foul fumes and bad air of the central swamp, which has widely grown, a deadly epidemic wiped the second wave of settlers in a few months. According to my research, a hermit named Fear God Waterbury, was living in the wild, and he apparently tried to warn the settlers of the bad influence of the swamp, but he was not listened to. In 1677, the second settlement attempt had failed, and for a few years the valley was given back to the crows and wolves, except for a few trappers who remained in the wilds. The poor Fear God Waterbury, who survived alone a few more years, and some isolated farmers who lived scattered by the sea. Contrary to the late hermit, I doubt the disease regularly hitting the Valley of New Eden is of evil or malevolent nature. But of this I am now certain. This valley is somehow the focal point of epidemics. It is no coincidence the native tribes avoided it for such a long time. To install a safe and persistent settlement in New Eden, people may have had to drain that growing swamp and be particularly cautious about infections. Deborah Commonist, schoolteacher of New Eden, November. So this is Deborah. I'm assuming it's the same Deborah that we've learned about. So that makes sense. I also have a lot of currency. Okay, well that makes sense. And I think really kind of gives you a sense of a little bit more of the idea that this, I guess you could say this whole area is really not, there's probably something deeper than just the nightmare and everything here. I think that maybe the land itself is also just like flat out cursed. And with that, everything that's happened, everything that the people have done have just exacerbated the issue. It was basically like the land and everything was originally already kind of sick. And then all the people settling here did all these different things, be it the haunting cases we're seeing now or in the past, and all of those just exacerbated the issue. Alright, so now we can go back and confront Caleb.
Die, you bastard!
Run, Red!
Get back up!
But the question, I guess, that we have is, what does this have to do
That
with the
ritual,
poisoning
I'm
of the
not-
well?
I
Did he
suspect
do
it's
that
beyond
then?
me.
It's not, but we agreed you won't need it. Besides, Caleb's work was poor. Your work is good.
A ritual like that. Good is not a word that comes to mind.
Well, we're not gonna fuck around with all that. So there's this area here that we can't get into yet. Shoot that from way back here. Because we can't get up right here, so... And this is all like fenced off over here, so...
Hush now. All is well. Nothing bad will ever come to us again. Shite off.
We've been to God's Acre. Quite a tale it told us. You're not Caleb, are you? Or at least not entirely.
Ah, can't fog you. Alexander Watson. Long tale short, Caleb tried to bring his dead wife back. And I live here now.
So many questions. Where to even start?
He was trying to bring his wife back. How did you end up in the mix?
Caleb made a fine cobbler, a poor brother, a worse husband, and a truly terrible witch. The ritual went to shite, because... of course it did.
Do both of you share Caleb's body?
Share? No. This house of flesh is mine. But because I am a generous man, I allow my brother to live in the cellar. We were twins. I was the rotten half, they said. But who's the rotten half now?
I mean,
There's
still
something
you,
else
because you're
should
dead.
know. If you don't know it already, I'm not alone. I completed the ritual. My darling Ruth is in here too.
You died trying to save Ruth from a burning house. True.
True.
And where was Caleb while all this was happening?
He was there. He stood rooted in place, frozen in fear. And then it was too late. He could do nothing but watch us burn. Caleb's name was ruined then. We're just putting the boot in.
Caleb was no saint, but this is hellish grim. Does he deserve it?
Aye, he does. And it's not like I killed him. He's alive in here somewhere. Watching me ruin his name. He can hear me now. Destroying his reputation. As I had to hear him destroy mine when he painted me a fornicator.
How nice.
He took our love, Ruth and mine, and killed it. Now our love's reborn, and he can do naught but sit and watch. Caleb was a cad. Shite on him. Let him suffer.
You used the ritual to bring Ruth's spirit into Caleb's body. Why?
Love moves a soul to strange endeavors. We deserve a better life. I set myself to claiming it.
I understand your anger, more so your desire. But what of Ruth's? Did you consider what she wanted?
Caleb stole a life from me, but he also stole Ruth's voice. She shrank beneath him. Of course she wanted a second chance at life.
I'd like to hear this from Ruth. May I please speak with her?
No! We've carved ourselves out a little happiness at last. I'll not have you break it. Please, leave us alone. Give us this.
Well,
We need
that's
to
not
speak
happening.
to her, one way or another. If he won't tell us anything, perhaps the house Ruth died in will.
You're well placed to see what goes on around here. Help me out. Have you seen anything noteworthy?
I've made a point of keeping people away, but I seek things. And I take note.
Alright, well then let's ask him about the colony and the settlers, because they pointed out that the governor pointed out that the well was poisoned, so
How goes the settlement, would you say?
It's going to hell in a shitting handcart. Not that I care, mind. But there's sport in guessing who shall live and who shall die. Hope they find that witch, though. Can't have witches about the place doing the devil's work.
Tell me about folk here. Who stands out for you?
well, this guy has to be the
What
witch.
think you of them?
That's so.
What think I of they who shunned me? Gulled by my black-mouthed brother? What think I of malicious fools for whom I had to die to be redeemed? I'd say a curse upon them. But 'tis too late. The curse has already come.
Lammy Haskell. Any thoughts about him?
The Haskell boy? What about him? He's weird. Talked with Caleb about nonsense. Both of them were full of shite.
What's your take on the governor?
My brother gave him the Glad Hand Act, and the governor lapped it up. Haskell's opinion of himself is far too high. To win his favour, you need only prop him up. He dragged my name through the dirt. Shite on him, and his so-called eloquence. What use is a silver tongue when your heart is yellow?
Well, I guess that gives you a sense of he has to be the person who poisoned the
I'll be
the
leaving
water.
you alone for now.
Poisoned the well.
Not really. Hush now. All is well.
Ruth and Alexander are having an
ever come
affair
to us again.
in...
Alright. So the ghost of Alexander Watson is possessing Caleb's body to finally live his love affair with sister-in-law Ruth. He died trying to save Ruth from the fire.
her husband's body.
I can't find an angle where that isn't just plain wrong.
Something feels wrong. Something about Ruth. If we find the ghost tie, we can talk to her.
Alright, well we know the burned out house is up here.
The house that burned down. The roof fell in with them inside.
There's a lot of debris.
The question is, how are we supposed to get in here? Oh, that's right, I can't. Break those. Maybe I'm supposed to go...
Wards. I'm going to need a hand here. The ghost wards feel far away from here. Just one keeps me from manifesting. Fancy knocking it down?
There we go.
Remind me not to make you angry.
Alright, so we can go around here then. I knew it had to be like further down. It's like there's no entrance over there. Seriously, it's not over by like an inch, so I can't step up there? Really? Ruth's burnt journal. Caleb and I had another discussion this morning. I went walking and caught him sobbing in the garden when I came back. He apologized and I took that badly too. He's kind and romantic and listens well, which is why I married him, but I am sometimes uncomfortable. He is my husband and I am his wife. A woman should be loved and not an icon to be worshipped. Alright.
Time must be nearby.
Yeah, it's that there. So then what's this over here? Oh, it's just a chest. Oh, that's why. It's because this is blocked. That's why I can't get in there. I'm like, doesn't seem like you can get out. There's an entrance over there. Incomplete Book of Birds. A beautiful homemade illustrated compendium of the birds of New Eden, complete with feathers found to match the drawings. Complete? Not quite. 2 pages are missing feathers. Bonebreaker crow and herring gull.
This work shows real sensitivity. Caleb?
Maybe. Not Alexander. I suspect we've just learnt a little about Ruth.
Ruth Watson's heart. A withered human heart, it once belonged to Ruth Watson. So this is the tie for her.
Of course. Ruth's heart binds them like a bushel of rotting corn.
You! What do you have there? Stop right there, you rank rump! Whatever you found, it ain't yours!
It ain't yours either.
You buried Ruth's heart in the ashes of the house that killed her. I find that odd.
You, a ghost, went digging in the ashes of a dead woman's house. You're ill-positioned to call me odd. Don't think I haven't felt your presence before.
Stow your tongue while I speak with Ruth. Ruth, can you hear me? Can you speak?
Puck off and die. I'm in charge here. No. Hush ye, Alexander. I'll speak.
Alright, this is getting a little weird.
I'm Ruth. I hear you.
I'm Antea Duarte. We're here to help.
I'm glad. Please, end this nightmare. Help me. Go to hell in a bag of shite. We're fine, and you have not the right. You hear? You've not the right.
Well. So yeah, he's basically holding her hostage. She wants to be free of him.
Art!
So what do I need to do?
Give it back!
Well, would it be this?
He come foolish.
No more does he silence me. We may speak. Help me, please.
Caleb's letter changed your life. How did it feel at the time?
It tore me in two. I loved Alexander, but I deserved to marry a man who would be true. Caleb seemed decent. I believed he loved me. I thought I married the better brother, but I'd married a liar. A liar and a devil. And yet, not even he deserves this. No one deserves this.
How did Caleb treat you?
With adoration. I was an idol, worshipped, yet unloved. He was the sculptor and I was the statue, smiling down, unmoving from my pedestal with nothing to say. Now I'm sewn into a festering sack with the quivering remnants of my husband and the angry ghost of his dead brother. Please, let me out.
Who taught Caleb the resurrection ritual?
To say it was taught would mean he'd learned it. He read it off a page. As a sorcerer, Caleb makes a fine cobbler. The thing about Caleb, he was a good listener. As he worked, clients would bend his ear. The Haskell boy, for one. As Caleb pinned the governor's shoes, young Lammy would talk magic. Nonsense, really. But Caleb was listening.
Lammy Haskell gave Caleb the resurrection ritual. I should have known. Always watch out for the quiet ones.
After Lammy mentioned the ritual, Caleb became obsessed with it. He begged. Lammy, in his misplaced generosity, gave it. Caleb was intent on dark work. Lammy furnished written instructions.
Well, we gotta talk to Lammy now.
Ruth, your husband Caleb
becoming a problem.
resurrection ritual brought you back, but allowed his brother Alexander to take you hostage.
Once we deal with the Watson brothers, you shall be free to ascend.
Do what you must. I'll suffer it if it leaves me free to go. No! We can stay. Please, Ruth, let us stay.
Look at you. You're counterfeit, a sham of a thing. Your so-called life is no life at all. Caleb lied and stole your love. But when the time was right, you lied and stole his body. We're ending this nonsense now.
Time to give the assent. So yeah, you can banish Alexander, you can then blame Caleb. Alright.
Alexander, you were wronged, but Ruth owes you naught. Not her life, nor her death.
I'm not my brother. I am the man who runs into the burning house. Ruth owes us nothing. But my love is true, and his is not.
Your love is not measured by what you win. It's measured by what you're willing to let go.
I'm sorry, Ruth. You deserved better. Better than him. Better than me.
Yeah, that we can agree on.
Send me away, Banisher. Let the devil stoke the flames of hell for me, and we'll see if I burn.
Take your head out your arse, you're not that important. Right, hold still, both of you. Let me pry you all apart. Go in peace.
Well, there's our essence.
Are they gone?
All right,
Am
Caleb.
I speaking with the cobbler, Caleb Watson? That you, Caleb?
I think... yes, that's me. Or it was me, once. For my bastard brother was my hollow keeper.
You're not entirely innocent, though. If you'll permit the unfortunate expression, there was more than one of you in it.
Aye. You were in it too. He ruined my name, ruined my flesh, ruined my wife. You gave him a pat on the cheek of his arse and sent him on his way. I am an imperfect man. My brother was a bastard and sly, and he tricked you onto his side. What does that make you?
I too am an imperfect man. I have mercy and patience in limited supply. Let's not test those limits further, eh?
Exactly. Your brother was a dickhead, for sure, but... Hold on a second. Had to sneeze. Alright.
I mean, we've seen some horrors, but that...
This is the work.
You're right. There's nothing I'd rather be doing. That was something.
Don't take it to heart. Their choices are not your business.
Our choices are my business. And their consequences too.
Don't waver. We could win a battle, but we can't win the war. Nobody should conquer death. And we don't want to pay the price of trying.
Aye. I hear you.
Good. Now, let's see what Lammy Haskell has to say about raising spirits from the dead.
Mistress Barrow, can I speak with you?
All right.
She has some stuff.
Would you be in...
What do you need?
So I have a lot of this moss. I knew I did. Let's go ahead and like sell 100 of it. Oh wait, I bought it. I'm actually trying to sell it. Let's do 250. Didn't realize it was in the buy. Alright, 29.11. She have? Yeah, let's go ahead and buy like 30 of that. Let's buy a little bit of this as well. I have enough of that. Let's buy all that. Let me buy some copper. What should I sell? I have a shitload of linen. Let's do like 450. 10,000 pieces of 8. Yarn. Alright, I think we'll do that for now.
Have a good...
Okay, well, we can upgrade stuff now. Alright, so we have a scourge, we can upgrade this, which is what we need to do. But boom, we need nest silt for that, and we have elite gems. All right. Well, cool. We got that up, which is what I needed. Evolution, we have 2 points, so let's do this one so we can get this point. Let's do that. Rifle hits refill the banish gauge by 50%. Weak spots hits with the rifle refill the banish gauge by 30%. Weak spots hit damage with the rifle is reduced by 50%. Well, I don't want the damage to be reduced, so let's go with this, I guess. For this, defeating an enemy with a mass station restores 7% health points. This is probably the one that we're gonna do. That one. Okay. Actually, real quick, let's go ahead and we're gonna fast travel over here real quick. Let's go to the witch, and I'm gonna buy a couple. I think I'm gonna buy a couple scourge because I have plenty. I have enough to buy like a couple. It's definitely needed. So let me see here. So we have this up to 6. We need 3 for that. I need an elite gem as well.
What can I do?
I'll talk to her about that.
Would a hedge witch?
Yes, she has an elite gem. I think I'll buy one of these. And I definitely need one of these. So I'm going to buy that.
I'm sorry if I'm a little behind here, but the void. What on earth?
Ah, no, not on Earth, and not of this Earth. It's where the dead go if they cannot have their ascent.
So if ascent is heaven, the void is hell.
It's more like purgatory.
That's one name for it. Not a
Oh, I
very
guess
good
so.
name. A name bestowed by mortals on a place they can never fully understand.
So when you banish ghosts, that's where they go, right? Yeah.
When a ghost is banished, is that where it ends up?
Of course, Banisher. Have you never wondered where you were sending them?
We were taught that banishing destroyed them.
If it can ease your worrying, know that the void is where most souls go anyway.
Oof.
You seem very sure of yourself on this.
I studied hard when I was younger. I've always been a quick learner.
Do all witches know this stuff?
Not all. Many witches have the law, but only 2 banishers are privy to the knowledge. You 2. As a seeker, I sought out the law. The void is so close here, knowing about it seemed a good idea.
All right.
Goodbye, Sir.
For now.
All right. So we got an elite gem. I bought that so I could upgrade the gun. And then we have a scourge to be able to upgrade something else. If there's one that just needs one. I'm very much determined to upgrade the gear that I'm just wearing at this point. All the other stuff I could probably upgrade in the future. I don't know if this game has like New Game Plus or anything. I assume it probably doesn't, but okay, so this is the elite gem, so we're gonna upgrade the gun to 7, and then the decoction I can get up to level 5. So I need an elite gem and a scourge. See, it really is all mostly the scourges. I have enough for that. I have enough for that. I just need an elite gem and a scourge. Nest silt, and a scourge, and then 2 more void splinters, which means that we need to do 2 more void things. But we have 2 things up to level 7, which is good. The rifle, the wristband. This needs 3 scourge. Now it's not like I can't actually go and get some because there is this over here. There is this, the endless scourge. So I technically could do this over and over again, but I know that they said it like it gets harder as every time you do it. So we'll have to see, because there is like, you know, there's like ones for nests, and we know we can do the voids over and over again. So all right, well, back here, I may be tempted to do the Scourge thing over and over again. I wonder how many times I could do it in a row, like, before it gets too hard. Alright, let's go talk to, Governor.
Governor.
May I help you, Mr. McCraith?
I have to admit, this is an unusual case.
Yes, but have you solved it?
I believe so. But the culprit was not responsible for the plague. At least not directly.
Have you found the witch or have you not?
Someone here has been dabbling in some dark magic. I have the name.
Lammy Haskell.
So? What are you waiting for?
I have the name. I don't have the full picture. When I do, I'll act.
Come, you have the name. You have the proof. The matter is simple, is it not?
Not exactly. The name is Lamentation Haskell.
No, it can't be. My son is studious. Curious, too curious at times, perhaps. But he does not have a bad bone in his heart.
I don't think
He showed Caleb Watson a ritual. The cobbler used it and became possessed.
Yeah,
Even if true.
I don't think he knows
you
what
don't
kind
really
of
mean my
magic
son
he
was
has.
exposed to
I don't think he
corruption.
really
It happened
understands
before.
magic he has.
Bring me proof, Banisher. Find the real source of evil.
I'll get it. Mark me. I must find your son, Governor. Sooner rather than later.
His interests take him hither and thither. If he isn't here, he must be working on the outskirts. He's been sprucing up one of the abandoned houses there. I ordered them emptied when the sickness hit. Here, take the gate key. Go there. See for yourself. You're wrong about him. You're wrong about my son. Needless to say that I count, of course, on your discretion.
Alright.
He was quick to condemn till it was his own son on the block.
So, yeah, it's this area that we were at earlier.
Who's he really protecting?
We'll bring him the proof he wants. If the boy is guilty, his father may not be able to protect him.
Well, I was thinking maybe Lammy doesn't really understand the kind of magic that he has. And maybe he doesn't realize that it's like really dark magic. Maybe he just thinks that the magic he has is fine. So, I don't know. Who knows? Okay. Some more silver.
Hell's balls. What happened here?
Something's emanating from under there.
No wonder this place is off limits.
Yeah, so we have like a pretty powerful scourge. I think that's one of the reasons why the land is all torn up here. Is because there's something underground that is destroying a lot of this land. We saw it at the grave.
Try this on.
Bye.
Hogging all the fun.
One of these must be Lammy's hideaway.
Okay, well, this house has a bunch of
This
vines
ivy
on it.
is well rooted and invisible.
Right? And therefore impossible to comb out.
Wards. I'm going to need a hand here. I can't help you.
I don't see anything though. Is it? I don't know where the hell it is. Alright, so this leads down to this where we can jump down.
Lammy, you here?
Set of tools including a scalpel, knife, magnifying glass, and other objects.
You were studying botany. Why botany?
Book on herbalism. Maybe he wants to become a banisher like us. Okay, so I'm guessing this door's blocked.
This is locked from the other side.
You can go around the back here. There's another chest. Fauna and flora. Corvus corax or common raven. omnivorous and opportunistic, by place and season, carrion, insects, food waste, grain, berries, fruit, eggs, and small animals. There's a locked chest here.
I need to find the key to open this.
Map. So this is the town. He's going all the way out here. I know where that is. That's down on the beach. That would be this right here. Oh, maybe the house, the windmill. I think that's where we're going to be headed. Etienne Roulet's letter, 18th of May, 1692. My dearest Lammy, it has been as always a great satisfaction to talk with you again. I love your enthusiasm and wit. You remind me of me when I was your age, so eager to know more about the greatest mysteries of our world. Of all worlds, I only wished I could have stayed longer, but I must go back to Providence. Until then, here are some quick notes I throw at you to quench your thirst. Some of the meager research my humble self has been able to gather with time and patience. I believe it is fair to admit we know nearly nothing concerning the dreadful Araloo, only the rarest writing dare to talk about. Is it the mythicized hell only the boldest dare to travel to and come back alive? Are all these almost forgotten tales fragments of an unveiled or lost truth? I cannot truly say, but I know this, my dear Lammy. You and me are like Orpheus, ready to cross the forbidden waters and bring back the only fiancé we really cherish, knowledge. Ah, to map those uncharted lands, to pass the threshold and bravely walk those forbidden deserts and icy rivers only the maddest poets sang about. See what stand beyond and come back to dream some more about it. What a thrill, my young friend, what a goal. If only I was younger, just like you, I would follow you in this untold journey. For now, I can only advise you to be careful. Yes, the threshold between our world and the other side is thinner in New Eden. That does not mean it will be easier to travel there. According to some of my research, some already tried in this area, petty warlocks and puny witches. Maybe it is why the threshold is so thin. Maybe it is why the dead seem to be so easily allowed to walk this land. Who can say for sure? Last week, while I was investigating on my own, I have clearly noticed some very peculiar vibrations coming from an ancient mill located above a cliff by the seaside. Quite a creepy place. If you asked me, if you were to investigate further into the possibility to find a threshold to the mythical Aralu before we meet again, or Aralu? I think it's Aralu. This could be the place to start. But be sure to be prepared, my dear boy. My old heart could not bear to lose another promising and beloved colleague. Until we meet again, I can but advise you to keep all this secret. As blessed and gentle as they are, too many of your local friends would not welcome this kind of knowledge you and me both share so cheerfully. Yours as always, Etienne Roulet.
Araloo. Mean anything to you?
Not a thing.
He mentioned an old mill. Seemed fascinated by the place. The incisions are clean. The precision of an expert.
There's magic here, though faint.
He's cutting animals open. Key to Lamentation's chest. Ah, in the house. Yeah. Nice. Alright, well, what do we have in here?
Nothing incriminating.
Lammy's note. This place is even more fascinating than I imagined. So many unanswered questions waiting to be answered. Monsieur Roulet was right. I'm sure the tragic history of the old mill has much to do with it. I shall go there. I shall do my work there, unmolested by suspicious and unscientific neighbors. There's much to do.
Yet.
Remember what we found at Caleb Watson's? Maybe we're not looking in the right place. If I had something to hide, I might hide it in an abandoned mill.
Well, we know exactly how to get there.
Red, I can't manifest anymore.
Let's see if I can find this. Oh, it's over here. Let's see where it is. But it's like... I don't think we can hit it because of the angle. So yeah, it's like in behind here, but we need to be able to get rid of the vines, so...
I can't help you.
Alright. Well, we'll go back to the town and we'll fast travel to the safe spot by the windmill. So that's why you couldn't get in. That's why I couldn't get into the windmill. Well, into that floor anyway, because the door was locked. So it obviously had to do with this quest.
How are things?
All is quiet.
Yeah.
I'm a shop.
What does she have? So she has linen, leather. I do need this. I will buy that. I'll buy that too, I guess. Why not?
You.
So, let me see. Two rocks cash. Okay. Alright, so we'll fast travel to this shelter here.
Looks derelict. Is he really inside?
So we gotta. So this elevator's locked, and basically you have to come out here. There we go. Now we can actually open this.
What hides here in the dark? Come out, come out.
Yeah, this door was locked earlier. Studies on the Void. A collection of studies about the Void. Well, he's dipping his fingers a little too far into the pool. Lammy symbol research. First symbol, drawing of a witch symbol, ineffective, to be paired perhaps with another symbol to double the effect. Second symbol, drawing of a demonologist symbol, absolute failure. Third symbol, drawing of an other demonologist symbol, works if weakly. Fourth symbol, drawing of the first and third symbol mixed together and the symbol is circled. Try this. Etienne Roulet's note. 5th of September 1690. I was not mistaken about the hidden potential in this region. The veil between Erelu and our world is particularly thin and therefore conducive to breaches. The mad ambition of couple Proctor only served to crack this already existing fragility even further. Poor amateurs. Now they are punished for eternity. However, thanks to their efforts, I will be able to gain a great deal of knowledge about Erelu and succeed where everyone else has failed. I requisition the help of Haskell's son, who, unlike his stupid father, has potential and therefore can be of great use to me. Together we can achieve great things.
This relay lad seems dangerous.
His apprentice seems to be following him down the same path.
Unfinished Ghost Ward.
More ghost wards. Someone was being extra careful.
So maybe this Araloo is who's poisoned the water. Lesser Palingenesis translated. An attempt to translate the Lesser Palingenesis ritual into common English.
Looks like Lammy was trying to translate some sort of ritual.
Not any ritual. This is the Lesser Palingenesis.
I guess no one warned Lammy that grimy reincarnation rituals were not without risk.
Lammy's note. 10th of June, 1695. I can wait no longer. Father may preach or loll about with his selectmen friends in town, but words will not save these people. We have the power and the duty to act, not to cower with fear for our reputations. But Father has always feared the loss of reputation to the point of abandoning his craft, leaving me to learn it in secret. For shame. If my father will not act, then I will, LH.
He doesn't speak well of his dad.
Did he seek power? Was he hoping to step out of his father's shadow?
If he did, he went the wrong way about it.
What's this big-ass book? Book of Lesser and Major Affirmations by Onomacritus.
So, what are you hiding in here, evil spawn?
Glancing at the original writing, Lammy's work was poor. No wonder the ritual he spawned for Caleb from those botched words of power went wrong.
We need to get to the top floor. Bet we'll find something.
Alright, so for Lammy here, ashamed of his father's cowardice. Okay, so that drops us back down there.
Here, I found something.
So did I. Amulet of Carole? Is that what that is? Akalare. Yep, again, drops everything down. Agrippa. De Occulta Philosophica.
That book, again.
The Agrippa. That's not good. Not good at all.
What level of not good are we talking about exactly?
This book promises eternal life, but the promise is a trap. Let's hope it hasn't been used.
Lammy's research. Test 17. The subject immediately sensed my presence. Note, herbs have no particular effect on its senses. Test 18. Failure once more, yet it seemed to be deceived for a moment. Note, could this be linked to the organic tissue I used? Need to check. Test 19. Inconclusive. I may be able to fool it, but if I come nearer, it starts getting agitated. Note, test with Ghost Ward to increase effect. Test 20. Insufficient. Correct ingredients. Could it be the symbols? Test 21. Still not working as expected. Test 22. I believe I'm onto something. We'll finalize soon.
He tried to hide his presence from something dangerous. Something related to the Agrippa. More magic muckery. Not necromancy, though.
This is for the elevator.
It's just a lift. Why is this mechanism so complex?
Atherton's notebook, page 6. January 6, 1638. The day arrives. Soon our fervor shall fair be rewarded with the greatest gift. The company assembled. We ready the ritual. Ethel and Anton have much to discuss aside. I care not. Eternal life beckons. Alright, so what's in here?
Should be useful.
Ah, the windmill crank.
The lift should work now.
Here it comes.
All this is more serious than we thought. I'm apprehensive, not just because we're going underground.
We'll be careful. We don't know what Lammy was up to, and the signs are not encouraging.
Yeah, I might have been wrong. He may be into some dark shit. Alright, got another chest over here. Some supplies.
You know, I could get to like it underground. The darkness, the gloom, the cool air.
Really?
No, not really. Not at all.
That sound has changed. Oh, shit.
Did you bring your gardening tools? No?
Hell's balls. Another sorrow used as a guardian.
Well... we have that. So yeah, I feel like it looks to me like Antea will have to like... I mean, you don't have a gun, so I think maybe like Red will have to shoot these. Maybe Antea triggers it and then you have to like shoot them. I don't know. Alright, well, let's get down here and deal with this shit. What the hell is this kid up to? I think maybe he was like trying to see if he could use magic to like summon something that would help the town, but probably instead summon something that's caused more damage. As it seems everybody has done.
You'll be free soon enough, you bastard.
Careful!
this is over, I might retire.
You'd miss it. You know you would. Over here. Look. Dead animals, again. Different symbols and magic. Seems they were used as bait. Is this how we got through the Sorrel's vigilance?
Well, we saw that in the graveyard as well, so... Alright, well, we're gonna have to go into the void here. Just wanted to look around, make sure that I picked up everything. There's a note here. Sect's ritual note. Resurrection ritual. First tried December 22nd, 1637. Pig, success. Did not last more than a few minutes. Second try December 25th. Chicken, success. The chicken lasted much longer than the pig. Was it because of its small size and required less essence? Third try, December 27th. Cow, fail. The carcass was too massive, it seemed. The ritual doesn't even work at all. Ooh, where does this go? A little secret back here? What the hell is this? Oh, it's the, like, web stuff.
I know I make everything look easy.
Okay.
But
Not getting through here.
Oh, yeah, so this must be another, like, power of some kind. So the webs must be like another power. That's like the second web we've come across. So there's the like the vines and there's the webs. It's supposed to be two more powers that we're gonna get. Alright, well.
So, here we are.
I suppose now we step into the void.
Suppose we do.
Is Lammy in the void? Does he know how to do this?
Dark rituals, void breach, general weirdness. Lammy can't be far.
The inkwell.
Wards, you're on your own.
Great, so you set wards up in here as well?
Wards work well enough. You didn't need to kill so many bots.
Demonologists use necromancy. Maybe he thought he'd bring them back.
It's awfully calm. Why is it awfully calm?
I'm back.
At long last.
We gotta get rid of these just in case.
Spectres. They haven't noticed us. Stay low.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna kill them, so... He's made this, like, disgusting sacrificial pyre type thing.
An Ariadne's thread leading through the void. Very useful indeed.
Very useful right until it falls apart. Then you're stuffed like force meat in a turkey.
Die, you bastard!
See you later. Sorry, it's just leaving all these around to distract all the specters that are in here so they won't attack him. That's a lot of dead animals, though. That's right. Okay, let's go over here, I guess.
Creepy hideout. The governor's spawn likes a bit of drama.
This one's different. Looks like it died diseased. I feel like we're not done here.
Ugh.
Ugh. What is this thing?
Banisher rule number 4.
If it oozes, don't touch it. Another botched experiment?
It may be native to the void.
Obscure demonology writings. Ghostly apparitions can be controlled or at least shepherded with a variety of known rituals. These must be performed with great care lest control be ceded to potentially catastrophic effect. An illegible equation. If the words of power differ from 0.1 in intensity and appropriate protections are not carefully used, the ghost will appear, but will not bend to the demonologist's will. This is to be avoided on risk of widespread injuries, death, or worse.
This is some dark, sideways magic.
It's forbidden. I've read it.
Sometimes I worry about you.
Harrow's map. A hand-drawn map of the Harrows with the initials ER. 2 places have been circled. The abandoned mill and God's Acre Cemetery. The veil between Araloo and the Incarnate seems particularly thin in these 2 areas. A breach? Oh. Here he comes.
So, you can see me. Aren't you full of surprises, young Master Haskell?
You may talk. A Banisher ghost. Amazing. How on God's earth did you find me? Never mind that. Thank the Lord you did. Thought I was going to grow old in here.
Were you stuck in here?
In the Araloo? Originally, I was searching for the source of the poisoning.
Oh, that's what they call the void?
I may have overestimated
I thought
my
that was
talents.
like a demon of some kind.
Still, an amazing place to be stuck in, no? Tell me, how did you get past the Guardian beneath the mill? Did you use a decoy?
We fought it. Don't change the subject.
You fought it? Of course you did. A good thing, too. I was starting to think it was wise to me tricks. Oh, but I have so many questions.
This isn't a social call, kid. And we're the ones with the questions.
Oh. Oh. Of course.
We must talk of Caleb Watson. Why in the hell would you give him a resurrection ritual?
Ruth's death hit poor Caleb hard. He was alone, and so I would often stop by his workshop. We talked. He took a keen interest in my studies and was a good listener. When he learned that she could possibly return, he had one question. How?
You saw his grief as an opportunity to test the effects of the lesser palingenesis.
Oh. You know the ritual too? Amazing, isn't it?
I've studied it. The actual ritual. Not the mangled version you gave Caleb.
Yes, and I'm sorry. I found it in a copy of De Occulti Philosophia by Cornelius Agrippa von Nettesheim. A remarkable book.
I've met my fair share of illustrious occultists, and none owned an authentic Agrippa. Much is lost in translation or altered in the printing. I doubt your copy is an exception.
Of course! The power is in the words, and mine were wrong, so the power went awry. How very fascinating.
Are you aware of what would happen if people learnt of your studies?
Surely the acquisition of knowledge cannot be a sin.
Do you remember Deborah?
Miss Comenius. Yes, of course, I remember.
Your father tasked us with an investigation. One way or the other, we must return with the mystery solved.
Ah. I think I understand what you're saying. I might be in a tiny little bit of, danger.
You don't say.
You see ghosts. You stroll the void as if it were your garden. You possess and share forbidden rituals. Who are you really?
I'm Lammy Haskell, and I am a man of many sciences. I am in fact a true pursuer.
That raises more questions than it answers.
What are the pillars of the universe? Which principles underpin existence? As occultists, do we change the world or scratch upon its surface? Each discipline I embrace peels back a new layer of reality. I'm yet at the beginning, and see where I already stand. Amazing, no?
Well, we know who taught him.
Are you a demonologist like your father?
More or less. More so. My father sees occultism through the eyeglass of his faith, but I know better. So, more so?
If you don't share your father's faith, what do you believe?
I believe in the afterlife. The proof is about us. And if the void embodies eternal despair, there must too be a place of hope. But where? I ask myself, where?
Your father is convinced a witch poisoned his well. Caleb Watson was cursed by a ritual you gave him. I'd focus if I were you.
We must counter the devil with knowledge of his tricks. That, my father always said, is the purest of God's work.
Aye. I can imagine your father saying that.
When I was 10, he gave me my initiation. Demonology, sir, as he would say. He saw me as his heir. Then, of a sudden, the books were forbidden. So I stole them. The very same books he'd forced upon me as a boy. I understand them where he does not. I did no wrong. Apart from a little theft.
Alright.
From the looks of this place, you're knee-deep in research. What are you doing here exactly?
Searching for the origin of the Harrow's Plague, of course. And I have a theory on the subject.
Of course you do. Go on then.
Now at first I believed the water poisoned, but my father sealed the well, and yet folk remained sick. They looked for witchcraft, a foolish, uneducated suspicion, yes, but with some truth concealed behind it. You see, the Araloo taints New Eden. Its influence leaches into the Harrows. The evidence is everywhere.
Can you prove that? Where's your evidence?
In New Eden, the threshold between our plane and this is thin. Even I, a novice, may reach the frontier and then go beyond. I also believe it happened before. Some years ago, New Eden was hit by another epidemic.
Was it the same illness?
I believe that first epidemic was caused by the porosity of the frontier between New Eden and the Araloo. Although, where theirs was an affliction of burning flesh, ours is a corruption of mind and spirit. And I believe I have found its source. There is a substance, a strange ooze. You may have noticed it. This, I believe, is the true source of the Harrow's poison. It carries a particular stink. on the scent of which I experience first confusion, then a loss of control over my limbs.
What do you expect to find at the source of the ooze?
To find a cure. The ooze seeps into our world, sickening us. I may be able to stop it.
So then it was no witch, it was this that got into the
Unfortunately,
well.
I cannot reach the source. The Araloo is a formidable place. Tricky. A maze constantly evolving, changing, reshaping itself. The isthmus, for example. I found an oozing crack in the ground. The terrain then remade itself, and I can get to it no longer.
Perhaps we might be able to find a way through and take a look at that source.
Would you? That would be splendid. Would you mind taking notes?
You've studied demonology. Did you do it alone?
When my father forbade me to continue, I confess I disobeyed him in secret. Those big books were very boring until they were forbidden. Suddenly I could not get enough of their secret knowledge. Funny, eh? More recently, a good friend of my father showed me that I had only been scratching at the surface.
He taught you in secret?
On his visits, I would assist him with the research for the writing of his books. When the curse fell, he fled with thick-skinned Newsmith and left all his work behind. I hope he made it. I'd surely like to one day show him the advances I've made upon his work.
Alright.
Let's go take a closer look at that ooze then.
And with that sorrow gone, I can leave. Do be careful. My home is your home. If you need anything, help yourself.
The Araloo is not your home, Lammy. But thank you.
So, really, he's kind of just like... He's been studying forbidden magic, but I don't think he's doing it for evil. I think he's doing it because he wants to know why all this is happening.
Could I ask you a few questions?
What do you wish to know?
Do you still need to eat? Do you feel hunger? Sorry, it's just you're the first ghost I've met, in person, as it were.
I don't eat. Not in the way you do. I feel hunger. Again, not in the way you do.
So there was this over here.
My senses are different. It's difficult to describe
So it
how.
doesn't lead anywhere.
I can see, sometimes touch. I cannot smell. Red tells me this is a blessing.
How do you manifest in this plane? Do you feel bound, or are you here by choice?
It feels as if I were clinging to a rope, high above the abyss. Even if I wished to let go, I could not bring myself to do it.
I see. What about your Banisher skills? Can you use them? Do the accoutrements of your craft still work? As a ghost, do they not harm you?
The marks on my hands and the rings on my fingers aren't actually there. They have no more effect on me than a memory.
Can you talk to any ghost you wish?
No. I sense traces of their presence. To talk to them, I must still do the work.
And yet here I am, talking to you. How marvelous. The dead are rarely as articulate, nor are they accommodating. In fact, they're often quite rude.
We should probably get going. Some other time, then.
But we've merely scratched at the surface of the great mysteries. I mean, look around us. We stand here beyond the ultimate frontier. Sorry. I mean to say, yes, Mistress Duarte.
Be like, oh, by the way, and we also can't talk because of your ghost wards, so if you want to talk in town, you're going to have to take those down.
Antea, we should get going. So, the pious governor's unassuming son is our evil Harrow's witch.
I was as earnest as he. Ah, the rank enthusiasm of youth. It's sickening, really.
So basically, he's doing
I
all
don't
of
know
this
that I buy Lammy's hair of the
unintentionally.
dog theory, but I feel strange, and I suspect the ooze.
Only one way to find out.
Alright, so we gotta trudge through this crap.
Need a wee bit of help here.
Yes, I can take it.
Okay, so she can actually run through this.
Ugh, Lammy was right. This stuff means business.
Alright, reach the source of the ooze.
I can't, Rory.
Okay. Again, I don't see where this fucking thing is. Trying to find these is getting to be rather annoying. Like, these things annoy me.
I'm at your side again. They never learn, do they?
Now, we actually have decent damage now with Antea. Now we've upgraded the wristbands and everything.
It oozes through the breach, suppurates like a festering wound.
How delightful.
Let's see what lies on the other side.
Who knows where we're gonna end up?
Where are we now?
Well, we're over here where this... Oh, we're by where the ship is. That's right.
Underground, looks like.
Wonderful.
Alright, we're in the inkwell. Okay, well, we're gonna have to stop there for this part, and then when we come back next time, we will continue underground here. I'm guessing that since we're down here, yeah, all this is underground. So there's an underground groundwater source, shelter, there's this, there's these. So, alright, well, take care and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.